In history, a single bullet has changed nations. A single moment has rewritten the future. But sometimes, history stands still. The trigger is pulled. The gun fires. The crowd screams. And yet, the leader survives. Tonight, we explore the presidents who looked death in the eye and lived. These are the moments when America almost changed forever. The first American president who survived was Andrew Jackson. In 1835, inside the U.S. Capitol, a man stepped forward and pulled a pistol on President Andrew Jackson. The gun misfired. Then the attacker pulled a second pistol. It misfired too. 2 guns. 2 failures. Witnesses said Jackson didn't run. He attacked the gunman with his cane. It was the first assassination attempt on a sitting U.S. president. Some called it luck. Others called it destiny. But America realized something that day. The presidency was no longer untouchable. The second American president who survived was Theodore Roosevelt. In 1912, during a campaign speech in Milwaukee, a gunshot rang out. The bullet struck former President Theodore Roosevelt in the chest. Blood soaked his shirt. The crowd panicked. But Roosevelt raised his hand and said, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." The bullet had been slowed by a folded speech and a metal glasses case in his pocket. Instead of going to the hospital immediately, he delivered a 90-minute speech. Shot, bleeding, unshaken. That moment became legend. Third Franklin D. Roosevelt. In 1933, weeks before his inauguration, President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt stood in an open car in Miami. A gunman fired multiple shots. FDR survived, but Chicago Mayor Anton Chermak was fatally wounded. America was in the middle of the Great Depression. If Roosevelt had died that day, history would look very different. The New Deal, World War II leadership, everything might have changed. But fate spared him. Fourth Harry S. Truman. In 1950, 2 armed attackers approached Blair House, where President Harry S. Truman was staying during White House renovations. Gunfire erupted. Secret Service agents exchanged shots in a fierce battle. 1 officer died protecting the president. Truman was upstairs during the attack. When he heard the shots, he reportedly looked out the window. Calm. Steady. The attackers failed. But America saw how fragile leadership could be. Fifth was Ronald Reagan. March 30th, 1981. President Ronald Reagan exited a hotel in Washington, D.C. 6 shots were fired. 1 bullet ricocheted and struck him in the chest. At the hospital, as doctors rushed him into surgery, Reagan joked, "I hope you're all Republicans." He survived. And his humor, even in pain, made Americans admire him even more. Doctors later said he came dangerously close to death. Minutes mattered. History almost shifted again. 5 presidents. 5 moments when time froze. 5 times America held its breath. Some survived by luck. Some by protection. Some by pure will. But each moment reminds us, leadership is not just power. It is vulnerability. Behind every title is a human life. And sometimes, history is decided by inches. If you enjoyed this journey through America's closest calls, stay with us, because the next story might surprise you even more.